Hello, hello, welcome. This is Tim's Mzniac Sports. This is Mzniac Tim. Um, yeah, I just kind of want to open it up to everybody if they want to hop on and chat about their team. Uh, what a time for a notification. Sorry, guys. Sorry, my notification here. Um, yeah. Uh, Shoot. Hey, if you're looking at the NFC North, uh, Justin Fields is, today going 3 for 3 with 2 touchdown passes. I know it's only preseason, but he finally got some people to throw to, so this could be an interesting year for Chicago Bear fans, for the Chicago Bear team. Uh, of course, Jets going ahead and um, beating up. uh, and these teams up. I mean, Jets just went ahead and manhandled their team, and Aaron Rodgers didn't even play. But this is all preseason and stuff like that. But still, you still got to look at the game and the performance and stuff like that of your backups and stuff like that. Chicago getting or Dallas being beat, but this is only this is only preseason too. So I mean, I seen one of the real um, Dallas Cowboy fans, and I really respect him because he knows his Cowboys. But I seen him saying, "Oh, time to drink." And Dallas lost. Hey, this is preseason. Who cares? I mean, I know everybody wants to win. Everybody loves a winner and stuff like that. But this is all just preseason, But you can take some even if you don't win, even whether you win or whether you don't win or whatever, you go ahead and you can take some good and bad out of it. But sometimes if you go ahead and get your ass stomped in preseason, it just means you're not that damn good. Because believe me, being a Lions fan, I do know that. Hey, welcome to Mzniac Sports. I see I got somebody watching from Twitch, and I welcome. I'm just kind of having an open chat uh, as far as for anybody can go ahead and chime in on what they want, to talk about you know, about their team, whether it be the Lions, whether it be the Bears, whether it be the Packers, whether it be the Bengals, whether it be anybody else, whether it be Baltimore, you know, I, Baltimore's kicker, shoot, right before the half, had another 60-yard field goal. You know, this one was actually a legal one because it wasn't where it should have been delay a game like it was against Detroit. But still, for somebody to have a 60-yard field goal, his game one, his largest field goal, longest field goal against was of course a couple years ago against the Lions. And I mean, it was an awesome field goal. I'm not going to take anything away from it, even if you look at time should have ran out. But still to be able to kick a 63-yard field goal, you know, that was something. But and it just proves that his leg is still good by having uh, another 60-yard field goal. Um, Now, Bryce Young, from what I heard, he really did not look that great. You know, number one overall pick for the Carolina Panthers. You know, uh, yeah. Um, so but hey, rookie quarterbacks, and again, this is preseason. We'll get to see what Bryce Young is going to be. And we do know that I mean, rookie quarterbacks, they have a rough time pretty much. You know, their first year in the season and stuff like that. So, some very few rookies will come back and really be elevated to that elite status. That it just takes time to develop and stuff like that. So it's not worth throwing away his career saying, oh yeah, he had a bad game this game. You don't know what he's going to be like as far as in the regular season, and as far as I do think that I haven't really heard much about if they're going to go ahead and use him as a starter right away or what. But see, how well can you develop on the bench too? I mean, you do learn strategy and stuff like that too. But that is the way of the NFL. Is basically you develop your young quarterbacks on let him sit at least the first year and stuff like that, unless he's a real need and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know what's going to go on there. Um, so has there been any? I'm sorry if there is too much noise in the background, uh, because I do got the game on. Uh, but yeah, right now, of course, it's the um, Philadelphia Eagles are losing to the um, Baltimore Ravens by a score of 21, or no, excuse me, 13-17. Um, I don't know where I got the 21 from, but yeah, I have no idea where I got the 21 from. But 13-17. Uh, but this has been a game. This has been a back and forth game from what I've seen of it. Once again, I joined it late and stuff like that. Okay, right now on the NFL Network, they got two games that are kind of showing because the LA Chargers are going to be taking on the LA Rams. So you got two games that are kind of going on. I don't know if they're going to run that platform, for for the show. Right now they're on a commercial break. So okay, uh, Trevor Lawrence had one interception, against Cowboys. So that's one takeaway. He wasn't in the he wasn't in the game for that long, from what I heard. Uh, I did hear Jacksonville had most of their starting players in there, so now that could really mean why Jacksonville went ahead and actually beat Dallas if Dallas didn't have their starting players in and stuff like that too. So, that's why you really can't go ahead and judge the way your team is going to be by preseason. Unless they go ahead and get blown out, then that's one thing that you really got to look at. If you can't do nothing, even in preseason, then you're probably not going to do nothing in regular season. You know, uh, because believe me, I seen that with the Lions and stuff like that. I seen them do nothing in preseason and do nothing in regular season. But at the same token, I've seen the Lions do good in preseason and then suck in regular season. So who knows? Um, but yeah, um, this is meant to me. It's so great that football's back, and really, this is not for any, me having this live during the Baltimore game is not for any disrespect for the Baltimore game or Ravens games or any of their fans because hey, I know you guys are watching your teams and stuff like that. and that I can understand. But it's like I gotta get I gotta start doing more lives and stuff like that too. I gotta start bringing in my channel more if I'm gonna do it. Um, Now I'm really looking forward to seeing what the regular season brings, but we gotta get through the two more preseason games before we see that. Uh, Now, of course, I have said and I have stated that I want to see, well, at least the I personally want to see the NFL expand by more games. Logically, they at least need to expand by one more. During the next CBA, that's probably going to be worked out and stuff like that, where you have 18 games instead of 17 games. God, I hope so, because I mean, 17 games is kind of like an oddball number, you know. So, I just would real now me I'm a maniac, so I got and I'm not gonna back down on this or anything like that. I want to see, personally, I would love to see them expand by 20 games, or expand it to 20 games. Add three more games to the regular season. Also add at least one more playoff spot per conference, maybe two per conference, but at least one more playoff spot for conference. Um, yeah, it's going to make things longer and stuff like that, but it'll give us, I do think that if you have more people that can qualify for the playoffs, I do think that it gives teams a better chance. I would even forego, you know, I would even forego expanding the postseason rather than adding more regular season games. If I could only have one. All right, if I could only have one, if the NFL came to me and they granted said, okay, yeah, you can either have the two extra teams in the playoffs, or you can have the 20 game season. I would just soon want to add more teams to the playoffs. It's just that I think that and I mean, this is not to step on any toes for people who think that it's enough that we can have. It's not for that, but it's just that I want to see more football that counts. All right, I want to see more football that counts, and that's what, and I want, you know, I mean, I know there's not good. It's not just because it's not just because the Lions didn't make it. Last year. That's not it. That's not it at all. It's just that to have more teams that can qualify and can make it, because I do think that you need to find a way. Another thing I would like to see, the end of the tie. All right, I do not ever want to see an NFL regular in preseason. Okay, that's fine. You can end with the tie because it doesn't mean anything. All right, but I think that you need to develop. The NFL needs to develop a way to end with a win. Whether now I do like the sudden death overtime and stuff like that, but I would change the rules though. Even if you do get a touchdown, each team goes ahead and gets a chance with the ball. Then it goes into sudden death after each team had the ball one time. I know that is kind of, they got something kind of like that now, but it's not totally like it. I want to see each team at least have a chance to get the ball, to have a deal with you know, to have a chance with the ball, because you know, but to give credit to the NFL, at least you can't not just go ahead and kick a field goal and win the game. The other team's going to get a chance with the ball. So but now once it goes, but I do want to see a defined winner, and I do want to see, accountability on the referee's part, and on the NFL's part too. I want to, this is something that I think that they need to open up. I, I do not think that they should go ahead and just fine anybody for talking against the refs or whatever. I think that it should be encouraged. If you have a dispute and stuff like that, you should be. But I mean, you can't go ahead and you can't cuss out refs and stuff like that. But you should be able to publicly say, hey, why did this happen? You know, get a little bit of steam off your chest and stuff like that, and openly in the media say, hey, this if it's true, what it's cost you a game or whatever. And yes, I know I'm all over the place here, but it's just because I'm the only one here. And thank you, Facebook user, for hopping on and stuff like that. I appreciate you coming in. Uh, Thank you, guy or gal from Twitch. Thanks for coming in. Feel free to I can't see comments unless you allow StreamYard to or Facebook whatever to see the comments. But you gotta allow it, and then you don't have the. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get that off there, and I'm gonna post a link in the show. And if you guys have StreamYard and want to hop on, all you have to do is just, and if you don't have StreamYard, all right, and you want to hop on, just download it. But I use StreamYard for all my stuff right now. It's just how I do it. Uh, so, hey, yeah. So, anybody who wants to, it's in the chat. I posted it. So there's on Twitch. I don't know why it's not posting on Facebook. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and. But if you guys can see my stuff on Facebook, then you'll see too. I'm going to go ahead and if it looks like I'm looking weird, it's because I'm in the area and post that on Facebook correctly. All right. So, but yeah, once again, welcome to Mzniac Sports, place where the maniac rules, where you don't need to worry about uh, what to say and what to do if you're a little bit excited. Okay, post. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna get back on here. Okay, but I also posted that link in Facebook too, so if somebody wants to come in and say hi and give your opinion. Like I say, this doesn't need to be. This is not just a Lions show. This is not just a Lions channel. If you guys want to talk about your team, feel free. But please, I mean, minor cussing is all right, but please don't get carried away with a lot of your stuff because there could be kids that are looking at the show, and I really don't want to promote too much foul language. Uh, I'm gonna go ahead. But yeah, on Twitch TV, you can look it up. Uh, but yeah, I do want to thank you guys. I don't know how long I'm going to be on tonight, especially if I don't get any interaction, you know. But definitely, thank you guys for stopping by. It's still it's in the fourth. It's in the fourth. So basically, you got Baltimore Ravens are still over the Philadelphia Eagles at this time. Um, it's in the start of the fourth quarter. Uh, Philadelphia Eagles have 13. Baltimore Ravens have 17. So it's still looking pretty close there. It's still anybody's ball games. It's been a long time since Baltimore has lost a playoff game. So it's you not a playoff game, a preseason game. I'm sorry, misspoke there, but a preseason game. So all right, I'm gonna go over. See if I can pull them up here. Sorry, I only have one monitor and stuff like that. I need to get me another monitor to do this. Oh, okay, all right, okay. So, all right, I'm gonna go over the scores. What we got. Uh, uh, we're gonna give honor to this week. I'm gonna go over today's scores first, as far as how they currently are. Um, it was the Jets beat the Panthers by a score of 27-0. Both it was an even contest. You can really tell that and stuff like that. It was at Carolina. Once again, this preseason, but hey, you gotta look at it, and you gotta be kind of scratching your head there when it's that big of a victory, and your offense really didn't score points. But once again, as I was saying earlier, Bryce Young's first game in the NFL, and not even a game that really counts either. So, um, of course, you had Jacksonville, and Dallas fans don't read too much into this, because Jacksonville had their starting unit in and stuff like that too, for a while. So don't read anything into it. I know it was late in there, and like their second string quarterback or third string or something like that went ahead and threw a touchdown pass later on and stuff like that. But so Dallas fell at home to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Coach, it was a respectable game if you look at it. They fell uh, 19-23 at Buffalo, so that was respectful. One of the games that we touched on earlier that happened today, and I did say earlier in the broadcast, and all you Bears fans, and I heard from, I don't know if people remember the show where I had my friend Vincent Otwell on, and he did say that he really liked the way the Bears looked and stuff like that so far in this preseason, and he thinks they're developing good. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read his text to me and stuff like that to just kind of put it more into his own words, quote what he said to me. But they beat the Titans at home, they beat the Titans at Soldier Field, 17-23. Justin Fields only played like 3 snaps. He went 3 for 3 and 2 touchdown passes. So that's pretty damn good. But that's kind of short. Short. Um, you know what I'm saying. Uh, a short sample set. So you know. But I know he's real excited. Okay, I'm gonna pull up Vincent's Yeah, and this is a quote from my friend Vincent, a dedicated Bear fan. And it was really a pleasure for him to actually be in to actually go to the last Lions Bears game last year with him. Actually, I need to go on his Facebook. I'm sorry. This kind of wasn't planned. Uh, okay. Hmm. Okay. All right, Vincent. Okay. This is a quote from my friend Vince Onwauer. And actually, I see you're on right now, uh, on Facebook right now. So, from Vincent Onwauer, uh, from training from training camp to the first preseason game, I like what I see for the Bears' future. I was not expecting that type of production so fast from the rookie draft class. There is a huge upside for this season for the Bears. The Lions look good in their preseason game. Maybe this is a year. Time will tell. And thank you for the quote and thank you for the text, Vincent. I do appreciate it. Uh, and anybody who knows, you know, knows anything about me and Vince and stuff like that, we were, we, well, I was more grown up by the time I met him, stuff like that. But in the uh, he and Jim were actually friends since they were really young and stuff like that. Jim Bordeaux from Detroit Lions on Pro, and he ended up, you know, he ended up becoming a Bears fan because we would go ahead and kind of pick on him a little bit about sports and stuff like that. So, but I'm going to go ahead and actually send him a link. I don't know if he's busy or not, but I'm going to send him a link to this show. So if he wants to hop in, he can. But uh, oh, it doesn't even look like he's on right now. Oh, he is on. All right, but I did see him, and if he's listening to the show, no, I doubt it because I don't see him listening to him. He might be at work too, but I did send him a link, but and we'll see if he responds. If he wants to come on for a little bit, I would love to have him on here, give his take on the Bears. As you can see, he has a positive attitude for the Bears, and I can understand that. Yeah. So, but you guys are welcome. Anybody's welcome to come on my show. No matter what team you want to talk about, you guys can talk about it. Of course, Lions fans are definitely welcome to come on. And hey, I don't even care if you guys want to talk about your high school teams, college teams. If you are a player, all right, and want to hop on my show and have an interview and tell me about your experience as a player, uh, I would love to have you. If you are a player in college, high school, JV, university, whatever, you guys are more than welcome to hop on. Tell me what you think. Tell me why you like the sport so well. Um, Anything like that. So, but yeah, I haven't really heard anything back from Vince, but I mean, this was not, I didn't pre tell him anything. I'm going to go ahead and you might Uh, hey, Vince.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, this was kind of like impromptu, and stuff like that. Hey, I like your take on. I just read your message on what you messaged me. Yeah, and I thought, hey, I'm live. I might as well invite you on this show. See if you're busy. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I seen that pop up. I'm like, hey, I said I got to go jump on there and talk to Tim for a minute.
Yep.
I was waving to you on the way by your house today. We rode our bikes out there today.
Oh,
We were
cool.
out on Maple Island.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I was probably out watching a movie or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So, how's the bike riding going?
it's pretty good. I do my time trials on Monday nights, and so
Mm.
far I'm tied for first place in my division. So it's not too bad. I've been riding about 140, 150 miles a week. I'm
Wow.
getting stronger, better. I had a really good ride with the group on Wednesday night. We were averaging about 21.4 miles an hour. So, yeah, real good, strong ride.
All right, all right. So, I mean, I know we got to we got to talk about these Bears and Lions games.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I know that the Lions have been really moving and trying to get some
Mhm,
stuff done. It looks like they had a really good game. Was it Friday? They
mhm.
won. They're
Yep.
looking good. I'm excited to see what they do this year. I mean, they really got to get in there and they got to get to the Super Bowl either this year or next year. But I mean, clock's ticking. I mean, you take a look at the Bears. Their rebuild was nothing short of amazing. I think Poles did a really great job. He put together a really good rookie class.
Mhm.
So the Lions really got to take a look at that. They got Green Bay that they really don't have to worry about Green Bay. I mean, Minnesota, depending on what they do. I mean, they were kind of wishy-washy last year. I mean, they're probably going to be the same way this year.
Mhm.
Um, the Bears got nothing to lose and everything to gain. So that could become problematic for the Lions. So they need to pay attention and really play hard this year. I mean, they've got everything at their disposal. They've made some good, solid moves. They're a solid team. I mean, shoot, the Lions for the first time in ever sold out the stadium. I mean,
Exactly. Exactly.
that's awesome. I mean,
Mhm.
that's good stuff. I mean, that's what we want to see for them. I mean, I'm happy for you guys. I mean, that's just strong work. I
Yeah.
mean, Camel's got them looking like a decent team. So let's see what happens. I mean, they get in the playoffs, life is going to be good.
Yeah. Now, okay, I'm for, and I just want your opinion on this. I mean, and you're totally, if you disagree with it or don't agree. Now, I'm for a 20 game regular season.
What are we at right now? 17?
We're at 17, so that's three extra games. I mean, I know it's a lot to ask, because I mean, football is not it's definitely not a contact sport. It is above that. It is a collision sport. Okay, so it's a lot. It's hard on the body. So I know it's a lot to ask. The other thing is that I want to see at least one to two extra teams make the playoff per conference.
The 20 games, I'm not for the 20 games. The 17,
Okay,
I can see that because I
what
mean,
about
like for
18?
me,
What about 18?
no.
But
I
then
I
that's an
mean, I think
even
we're
number. That's an
yeah. I
even
know it's
number.
even, but I'm okay with where they're at because like for me, when I'm out cycling and I'm riding, I really need that recovery day, and I know how important recovery is. These guys get banged around pretty good. I mean, yeah, they
Hmm.
get paid a lot of money, but they gotta get their downtime. Some of them need surgery. Some of them have a pretty long road to get back. I
Hmm.
mean, those extra weeks. I mean, yeah. I mean, when they're done in February, I mean, they need to be home with their families. They need to be all about taking care of themselves. I mean, it's nice that they're entertaining for us and they're doing a great job with their athleticism, but they need their time.
Yeah.
And I think for us to want more, I mean, we're getting a lot from them right now, a lot. And I think 17 is as good as it should be. As far as the playoffs, yeah, we need to add a little bit more depth in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, it would really be nice. Although the NFC has been a little bit embarrassing, so I don't think extra playoff teams are going to help the NFC much. I mean, we're borderline playing some toilet bowl games right now in the NFC when it comes down to playoffs. I mean, it's been embarrassing for
Okay.
the NFC. So, I mean, if the NFC can actually put themselves together and have some quality teams and have some quality playoff times, yeah, I think we'll be okay. But
Sure.
yeah, I'd love to see more in the playoffs. I mean, at least a couple more teams, just a couple more. I mean, get a
Mm-hmm.
couple more wild cards in there, kind of mix it up a little bit because really, and this may be bad for you guys, but you take a team like an upstart team like the Bears with a good rookie class,
Mm-hmm.
and they're really getting into their own. That extra playoff game could be all it takes for them to say knock the Lions out or somebody out and have
Yeah.
a strong run in the playoffs. I mean,
Or
so I
like,
mean,
hmm? Right.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, you never know.
Yeah. Well, I think if you look at percentages matched up to other leagues, though, I do think that NFL has well lower amount of percentage as far as what teams goes ahead and makes them. Because even if you add just one, right now you got seven playoff spots. 7-7 is 14. There are 32 teams in the league. So if you at least added one more per conference, then that would be half the league.
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, one way
Half the
or the
team.
other. I mean, it would be
You
nice
know,
if they add more teams. I mean, it would just be nice to see.
yeah. Now, one of the things that's far for okay. Now, are you for expanding into Europe? This is one of the things that Roger Goodell has been saying he wants to do is expand the NFL into Europe.
I mean, it has its merits. I mean, they've been dabbling with it for years. I mean, you look at how many times that we go over there and we play.
Hmm.
They've been dabbling it with it for years. So I think whether we want it or we don't want it, I think it's coming. I
Right.
just a matter of time, and they figure out how to do all the logistics behind it
Yeah.
because that is a problem. Playing a game overseas is no easy task. You've got
Right.
to take a whole team, put them on a plane, send them over there, and that's a pretty long trip, and then expect them to perform adequately after being on that long of a ride. I mean, there's some logistics there. I mean, unless you're going to play like 2 or 3 games when you're over there, uh, would be the only option I could see because doing it week to week to week is just
Right.
I don't know.
Well,
I
I
mean
know what. Yeah. Uh, Not to talk over you, but I do know that when they had NFL or the World League of American Football, which was sponsored by the NFL back then, it really didn't work out that well, because the costs were so high. But the money
I'd
back then in
imagine.
the NFL was not what it is nowadays, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, but as far as for because yeah, they also say that you got to have enough teams over there too. One
yeah,
of the
and
things,
then
yeah, one of the things that I'm not for, and I'll tell you, I'll never be for this, is taking our teams over that are currently over here,
yeah,
and
no,
they're
I don't want to see
making
that.
right. But then if you don't do that, all right, if you don't do that, then that means okay, you need to, however you're going to expand the league, you're going to need to expand it by X amount of teams because you cannot have just one team over there. You're going to probably need
Right?
to have like four teams over there. And to go
Yeah,
ahead and put an expansion draft in, you know, for four teams at one time, that's going to be hell on the current teams because you can only
yeah,
protect so many players. Plus, for that rookie class, those four teams are going to get, are going to go ahead and get those, the first four draft choices and stuff like that too.
right.
So I don't know how you would realistically realistically do that without hurting the teams here in America. The teams that because hey, you know a team like the Bears, a team like the Lions, and any team that has been working so long and so hard to go ahead
Absolutely.
and build their team up, and then all of a sudden you get this expansion draft, and then you lose your players, and then you really can't add. Those four expansion teams are going to get the 1 through 4th round, first round draft picks and stuff like that.
Yeah, see, that's what I would be the most concerned about because,
Hmm.
like I said, the logistics is just a nightmare.
Hmm.
You take our players. I don't know, unless they got some kind of different answer. I mean, unless they're gonna create something that we're not aware of. I mean, and that's possible. I mean, I'm sure they've got high school football over there. They've got college football over there of some kind, maybe. I don't know what they got over there. So maybe they got something that's already in motion that we're not aware of. I mean, but
Yeah.
still, the draft would have to happen regardless. So I hope
Right.
they don't do that. I mean, because personally, I think selfishly, the Bears have a chance at a Super Bowl in the next couple of years.
Hmm.
So I mean, they're on that trajectory. I think if Fields actually comes to life the way he's supposed to.
Hmm.
So I mean, it would be devastating. It would be devastating for the Bears or the Lions or New York for that matter, or any of them
Yeah. Well,
to
three.
have
Yeah.
that kind of loss. I mean, they can take Green Bay Packers. I'm okay. Take the whole damn team. Take the whole damn team with them. They can take all of them. I don't care.
Yeah. So,
Solve a lot of problems. I
oh my
like my
God.
idea.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see. I can see you feel about Green Bay just like I do. you know. But
Yeah,
I mean, but of course, we never had where Aaron Rodgers actually said it. He owned. He never really owned the Lions, where like he publicly said, "I own the Bears" and stuff like that. You know.
yeah.
So and
He's
the Bears would find some way to go ahead. I mean, I remember. I remember sitting, and just watching it, and then all of a sudden they would find some way to go ahead and screw it up.
yeah. Well,
Like everything, it wasn't always the Bears' fault. Sometimes it
right.
would be the refs would go ahead and do some stuff, and I mean, you, you know, part of it
Yeah,
can be X. Okay, go
but
ahead.
I think a lot of the damage that was done with the Bears last year and the year before was self-inflicted. I
Hmm.
mean, you guys got to take ownership for poor play.
Right.
The plays were poor at best sometimes. Fields was playing a really good game as far as a good running game. I
Hmm.
mean, he had some phenomenal numbers, and people don't really take time to look at the numbers, and they're like, he's no good. No, his team around him was no good.
Right.
He was playing his ass off last year. He played phenomenal. He had some epic plays
Hmm.
constantly when he was playing. He was just really good at what he did.
Right.
Um, Now he's got a team that they're building around him. I mean, I'm pretty excited. I'm stoked to see this year. I think this year is going to be a really good year. I just see that happening.
Yeah. Now,
Time will tell.
what do you think about Jordan Love with the Packers now? We seen him play a little bit. I mean, and the Packers kind of uh handled their team pretty damn good.
Well,
They beat, but of course, they beat. It was Cincinnati, and Burrows. And of course, this is all preseason, so you don't have your starters in and all that other stuff. But
no,
you know,
I think with the defense that the Bears have put together,
hmm
I I honestly think that the defense is going to do a lot better. I mean, they
hmm
have no reason to not perform. They
right,
have no reason. And their rookie draft class right now
right,
looks amazing.
hmm yep,
So, I mean, I do I think it's going to be like this game changing thing? I don't know. But their demeanor, the way that they look at each other, the way they're talking, the way they're acting in training camp, and the way that they're acting in their preseason game, I mean, everything is indicating it's a different mentality. I mean, they're excited. I mean, they've got no reason to not perform better. And I think, like with Jordan Love, guess what?
Mhm.
He may find himself on his back quite a few times when he plays the Bears. I don't
Right.
think that a lot of teams are going to have a good year this year with the Bears, because if anybody goes in there taking the Bears lightly or trying to use the floor plan from last year that Justin Fields is going to run, we got DJ Moore.
Yeah. You.
Uh,
You.
we've
you hmm
we've got a great right tackle that we just drafted and is looking amazing
hmm
on his rookie start this today. Come on, what's not to like about what we have going forward? I think we have some pieces that are going to work.
Yeah.
And we
And
didn't
you.
lose nothing to the Lions. We didn't lose anything when we gave you our guy.
Yeah.
We lost
Well.
nothing,
Yeah.
nothing
Now.
at all.
Now. One of the things too is that the Bears have always been a team. And I mean, I believe in giving credit where credit's due, and the Bears have always been a team that when they play a divisional opponent, especially when they play the Lions, that they'll have been a team that will go ahead and rise to the occasion. So, and a lot of times, I mean, I've seen this with the Lions, and where the Lions will go ahead and give them. Now, I do think that Dan Campbell has changed that culture and stuff like that. You know,
Absolutely.
where and that's I think is the main part of the change. I mean, sure you can get because the Lions have had great players before, you know, but I mean, I think part of and even Herman Moore had said I have seen him in interviews. There was times when he gave up and stuff like that, and he felt he should have played better at times, you know. But the Bears have never been a team to just give up. They've
No.
been a team. They were named the monster of the midways for a reason. And they just you know. So anytime when the it's going to be a fight, and the worst thing
Yeah.
that the Lions can and any team can go at, the worst thing you can do against any team is underestimate your opponent.
Yeah. And
You know,
I think I'm going to say his name wrong, but Yannick Ndake, is that how you say that? He's going to be a
mhm,
game changer.
right,
Because we got that other guy, and I can't remember his name. God, I'm such a terrible Bears fan. My brain's not there today, but I think Ndake is going to really help the rookie draft class,
right,
and I I really think the defense is going to come to life this year, and if they do, God help everybody, because they've got a soft schedule this year. There's
hmm
no reason why they can't somehow go 8-8 or 8-9 or even 9-8. They could really pull off an interesting season this year. Because
right,
realistically, they lost most games were decided by less than a touchdown
right,
in half of their games.
hmm
They have enough stuff changed this year with DJ Moore. Now they got Khalil Herbert up there where he should have been last year. Um,
hmm
they've got all these pieces and parts. They got DJ Moore, and this is going to be epic,
right,
epic. I mean, they both had breakout touchdown runs. One had 62 yards, and what was the other one? 52 yards
right, yeah,
on a little hitch play that was right off the line. I mean,
hmm
perfect. I mean, this is what we're talking about. And even though it's a preseason game and all the starters and blah blah blah, still the dynamics are there.
right.
The playmaking abilities are there.
Okay, yeah,
So, I mean, this could be an interesting year. And like I said, I want the Lions to do well. The time is ticking for them. If they're going to do anything special, it's this year and it's next year. If they don't, they're not going to make it. They got to
well,
do it this year. I mean, and I think they have the potential to do it. They can go a long way in the playoffs this year.
yeah,
They got to stay healthy and keep all the pieces put together. They'll go a long way.
yeah.
But take the
Well,
Bears for granted, they're going to lose.
hmm and in saying that too, I do think that they do need to have a plan to keep it going too. You know,
Oh yeah,
as far as for I mean, they just need to continue with their getting the drafts. Who knows what's going to happen with Hendon Hooker? He's not going to. I mean, is he going to be able to rival like Justin Fields and stuff like that? What if he ends up, starting once, in a few years, we don't know what's going to go on. So if the Lions just keep continuing to build, now definitely don't take these other teams lightly and stuff like that, but don't give up on what made you, you know, what you're changing into, you know.
Right.
Now, would I mortgage some of the Lions' future to win a Super Bowl? Hell yeah. you know, if they were at that point, to actually win the Super Bowl right now, I mean, it's just been, to get that monkey off the back, I would mortgage a few years to win that Super Bowl. You
Yeah,
know,
and it would go a long way to put a lot of confidence in
hmm
Detroit and the fan base just to get
yeah,
at least
and
a Super Bowl.
mhm,
Just to at least say, hey, we
right,
did this.
yeah.
And I think how many teams have not been to the Super Bowl? Lions are in an elite class all of their own right now.
Now, well, the two original teams that have not, that's been in the NFL that have not been in the Super Bowl is the Lions and the Bears. Or no, no, not the Bears. The Lions and the Browns. Those two.
Yeah,
Now, if you go ahead and you look at it, I mean, and I know Jim and I talked about this before. The Browns are still considered that original team, but the Browns are not the original Browns because the original
no,
Browns are actually in Baltimore. You know,
yep,
so I mean that franchise, but I mean the two teams, as far as the franchise, as far as for names and stuff like that, the two teams that's original, and I think there's a couple other teams that's not original that have not been in the Super Bowl. But I know those two teams, are the only two original teams that have not been in the Super Bowl. You know,
yeah.
yeah. Now, when
So
did when did the Super Bowl actually start counting? Okay, this is probably something that might make a little bit of Green Bay fans mad, but when did the NFL actually, you know, teams actually start counting the Super Bowl to be to actually be
that
the
was
Super Bowl?
after Green Bay won their first championship, wasn't it?
Their first two
First or
championships.
second?
They won the first two championships, the first two Super Bowls, technically. But in saying this, in saying this, back then, each league had the NFL championship and the AFL championship.
Yeah,
All right, and so their main goal back then was to win their league's championship.
yeah.
So I mean, and I have heard, and I cannot prove this. So this is just a maniac kind of maybe riling those Green Bay fans up a little bit because I wasn't really old enough to know this for sure. But as far as I think back then, and that's what I heard, that the championships were taken more seriously back then than the Super Bowl was.
Maybe.
Yeah,
But
and
hey,
mhm.
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. But now now we all know the Super Bowl is that it is it. You know, so in switching a little bit off football, give me your top sports in order and how you like it, as far as the top sports for you, as far as in what you think is your favorite sports. Top
Well,
three sports.
I talk about this often, and it's kind of a funny thing. I love football,
Mm-hmm.
but I think one of my top sports that I really like, and it's a lot of it's because of Jimmy,
Hmm.
is hockey.
Right.
I grew up with Jimmy and his dad,
Hmm.
and we went to a lot of hockey games. So
Right.
hockey's like been a big thing for me. Matter of fact, where I work at in the pharmacy, the lady that works there,
Hmm.
um, her husband was a goalie for the NHL.
Oh wow,
Uh, yeah, he gave me a card that was autographed by him.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, it's hockey. It's like one of my first loves because I mean it's one that I really enjoy the
Hmm.
most because it's just one that we watch all the time. We went to the LC Walker Arena. We
Right,
watched we watched the then Muskegon Mohawks. I mean when they were
right.
the Mohawks, the
Hmm.
original IHL franchise before they became the Lumberjacks, and then
Yeah,
I stopped going after all that other stuff happened, and we lost the IHL and stuff. I stopped going to them,
yeah.
you
Well,
know. But
yeah. Actually, the first team was a Zephyr.
yeah,
But,
a long
but
time
that would
before my
probably
time,
be, yeah, before your time. But yeah,
way
then
before my time.
it became the Mohawks, and then of
Yep.
course Larry Gorin bought them. They changed it to the Lumberjacks. Then the IHL just got too big for Muskegon.
Yeah, and then football kind
And
of
then
comes in there. I really, I'm sorry if people really hate me for this, but I don't really care for baseball unless I go watch a live game because it's
hmm
really not worth watching live. Um,
you mean on
I mean,
TV?
it's not worth watching on TV, and it's more doable when you watch it live. But like in my other sport that I absolutely love is cycling. So that's become my big hang up here lately is a lot of cycling in the last few years. But
But you know what?
what do you do?
Okay, now in your teens years, I do remember what was your favorite sport when you
And
were
what was that?
basketball.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
love
I
that.
spent a
Yeah.
lot of I spent a lot of years playing street ball, but when
Hmm.
I blew my shoulder out when I was
Yeah.
46, I think it was like 40, like 45. No, it's been longer than that. It's about 42, 43 years. I was 42, 43 when I blew my shoulder out playing basketball.
Hmm.
I mean, I was good at it. I mean, I was good at playing basketball without a question. I mean, it was what I
Oh yeah.
enjoyed doing. I had fun.
Hmm.
And I still love bowling. I mean, bowling's still going to be one of those ones that I played since I was like 11 or 12 years old. I mean, I bowled since I was 11 or 12, but because of my hip, I can't bowl like I used to. So I haven't bowled that much. I tried bowling once this year, but not so much. Um, I have a pretty good I have a couple of good surgeons and a couple good therapists that are keeping me cycling and healthy
Right.
until I have to have surgery in like 5 or 6 years for my hip. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. I mean that's cool that they're keeping you going, and you know I know you always been one that endured the pain. You know, I mean it would
Oh
show
yeah,
up on your face, all right? Because one of the things that uh, had when younger there was, I know you and Jimmy would do some wrestling. I did a little bit too with you guys, and didn't let the parents know, but a lot of those hoses were not that were put on you guys were not fake hoses. You
yeah, I
guys,
know.
yeah, you guys put on, and this is not encouraging any of you younger guys, younger kids to go ahead and practice a
Oh
wrestling
God,
because
no.
some of those, I mean, there some of the things that we did when we were young, I
I'm
don't do.
surprised we survived our younger
Right?
days.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
we used to play football, tackle football out on cement.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we would do this. I mean, it was it. I mean, and none of us got broken bone from that. You know,
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Although I
and
do,
are you ready for my wonderful pitch here now? I got a really
okay,
wonderful pitch for you.
okay,
When you're talking about favorite sports, I have come to figure out how to solve 90% of our problems in our world. I figured out how to do this now.
okay.
And you're dying to hear this one, aren't you?
Yeah,
Simple. People need to start riding more bicycles. It
okay.
it solves a lot of health issues. It solves a lot of fuel issues. It stops a lot of your pollution really quickly. So bicycles have their merits. I mean, they're great. I mean, they are absolutely a cure for a lot of things right now. So there's my pitch. Go get a bike, go cycling. You don't have to go hog wild for it. Just get a bike, go do some riding. You'll love it. It's fun. It's great.
Well, it's definitely good exercise. A little bit hard to do in the Michigan winter, so.
You get an indoor trainer, and away you go.
Yeah, but that's not going to save no gas money. Or no
An indoor
pollution.
trainer? Well, that won't
I
save
mean,
gas money,
at least
but
during the winter time. I mean,
you can
anybody
ride in
knows.
the wintertime. You can ride in the wintertime. You can get a
Oh,
fat bicycle, get all the winter gear, and away you
mhm.
go. I've ridden in 45, 50-degree weather. I've ridden in 40-degree weather before. You can do it. It's a little uncomfortable, but you just got to kind of bring it around and just do it. I mean, there are guys that are better than I, because I won't go out in the wintertime, but I know guys that go out in the winter. They've got gloves, boots, and everything, and they go out and ride their bicycle in the winter. There are some guys I know that are diehard cyclists no matter what. So, yep, you could do it. It's easy to do.
Oh
See,
boy.
there's my pitch. You love it, don't you?
Okay. Uh, so Vince is going to start the Polar Bear Bike Riding Club, and
Yeah.
after you go all these miles in the wintertime and not 40-degree weather, I want to see you go in -10 weather. And when
Hey,
it's snowing and blowing and you're getting lake effect snow in Muskegon, Michigan, you're getting that lake effect snow coming at you and stuff like that. You go ahead, you ride from where I am all the way to Lake Michigan, and then you jump in the lake, but you might not get wet because it's frozen over because it's too damn cold.
yeah, I'm just going to skip the whole part of jumping in the lake. I'm going to leave that for all the crazy people that do it because they're better people than I am. I've seen a lot of people do that, and I'm like, good luck with that. I mean, better people than I. Can't do it.
Yeah,
I ain't doing it.
I may be a maniac, but man, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I know. Um, yeah, like I said, I've really come into my own cycling. So I mean, that's been my big
Mhm.
thing here lately. Um, just doing the competitive side of it and everything. So at my age, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you gotta get one of those GoPros.
Yeah, I talked about that, and after what happened today out on Maple Island, definitely need a couple of cameras on my bike.
Hmm.
I don't know what they got going on over there for bicycle safety in Muskegon, but it's not like Kent County because I'm telling you, we had some close calls and almost a head-on crash over there, and I'm like, unbelievable.
Wow.
These people are just not very nice people. We're like, can't wait to get back to our county because they're not very nice over there.
Well,
I'm like, unbelievable.
yeah, and Maple Island Road does not have any bicycle path.
Nope.
No.
We were on the road
Yeah.
where we usually are.
Hmm. Yeah. It's
Uh,
because
yeah, I mean, the sad thing is we were riding pretty fast. I mean, we were riding about 22, 24 miles an hour, and people weren't giving us room. I'm like, dude, we're not going that slow. I mean, we're actually moving along pretty good.
hmm. Yeah, and it's actually it is Michigan law that you're supposed to go over so far.
You're supposed to go over 3 feet.
Yep.
You have to allow cyclists at least 3 feet. In Kent County, it's 4 feet.
Right.
Kent County has a stricter law and mandate. Kent County is one of the few in Michigan that is that way,
Right.
just to protect cyclists. Because unfortunately, when you go over 3 feet, some of your pickup trucks, their mirrors come out 3 feet,
Okay.
and they can hit a cyclist pretty easily with their mirror. And unfortunately, you would think, well, that's no big deal, but it's enough to take a rider off the saddle and put him in a ditch and possibly kill him. So yeah, people need to
Yeah.
move.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And sadly,
the
I do
law
know.
protects us to be out on the road. We're well protected. We're within our rights to be on
Mhm.
the road. The law does not state you have to be on a trail.
Right.
I got a whole list of laws that we have, Michigan laws. I have them on my phone all the time. So if somebody questions me, I say, hey, here it is.
Hmm.
So, and I try to educate people as much as I can. Um, we try to be the most respectful because I ride with a cycling club. So there's anywhere from three to, like today was three of us, but like last Wednesday, there were almost 15, 16 of us riding together. So, generally we try to ride single file and things like that. Do you guys have a tornado watch there?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
see
interesting.
one. Yeah, I don't actually. I haven't heard of one. Does
That's a good
my
question.
does my computer sound like it?
That's
Does it? I can't hear. I mean, this is. I know one time it sounded like there was a vacuum cleaner going on.
no, I don't hear that, but I got
Okay.
headphones on, so I don't hear anything.
Yeah. Well, you should. You should be hearing mine if you were. So my feedback, if because it'd be going over my mic. But as far as I know, no. But I cannot be for sure as far as. All right. What about the Michigan law that says that you can't hit the Michigan doormat, dog man, if you see him?
That's an interesting one. I've never heard
Yeah.
that thought process.
Is that like one of the was that like one of the old laws?
Yeah, no,
One of the,
I'm not sure where they're going with that one. I'm not sure where they're going with that one. That's an interesting concept.
Mhm.
Now, if I knew
Right.
where they were going with it, I might be able to respond to that. But yeah, that's curious.
So, Grandizer 12, how are you doing? Thanks for joining uh, Mzniac Sports. Always glad to hear from you. But maybe we might try to hit him, just not kill him. Right?
Yeah, yeah. Let's try not to hit anybody, but
No, I'm not saying with cars or anything like that. No, you don't. This is not one of those. You see a bicyclist, 10 points for the bicyclist, 20 points.
yeah, yeah. No points for the cyclist.
Right. Yeah. All right. Just woke up. Work is work. The heat is heat. So tired. Yeah, I can understand it. I've had a couple weeks off, so I gotta go back to work Monday.
You were being a bum for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Actually, I was in Texas for a little bit.
Oh, cool.
Went ahead. A friend of mine and he went down to Texas. We did get to see AT&T Stadium. You know, so that was good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it really makes me want a press pass because that way you get to go to all the games and be paid, and they serve you out of free drinks and everything.
Hey, I like
Okay.
that.
The Maniac tries to hit PPL on the road. They revoked his license. LOL. Oh, okay. Yeah. Just don't tell anybody. I still gotta get to work. Don't tell anybody. My license has been revoked. Oh my god. I can.
Well, that went left.
Yeah. I can. I can tell Grandizer Straw because he usually comes up with some good questions. And I appreciate him. He's. I'll tell you, he is really knowledgeable, and he does support a lot of podcasters.
That's good.
I mean, he looks up information and stuff like that too. So he's really a great friend of the show, and I mean, I really consider him a great friend too. All right,
Well, that's good because you need somebody to help you get where you got to be.
yeah, okay. So what did you guys like about the Lions win? 3 players stock up, 3 players stock down. Okay, well, definitely Jamar Gibbs, his stock went up. Um, Jamal Williams. Oh shoot, he got to get a little stock down. I I didn't like the way he looked, uh, but we gotta see him how he does with golf and stuff like that. And that'll be after the game. Uh, of course, Nick Sutfield. He has got to go, man. This guy. When the Lions brought him in, it was like, why? I mean, sure you had Tim Boyle and David Blau and stuff like that, but you didn't add any better quality of a quarterback when you brought in Nate Suckfield. Yeah, and I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he did not look good. Um, Man, I actually should that quarterback that ended up that the game, uh, his stock went up. Uh, I I wasn't ready for this question, so I can't think of that last quarterback's name at the end. But his stock went up. The Aquara brothers, man, they had some hits. Both Julian and Romeo Aquara, they had some hits, so definitely their stock went up. Um,
Um, and for me, Tim, guess what? I can't really honestly answer his question because guess what?
you didn't
Go
really
Bears.
go back. So okay, so we will let you answer that question with the Bears. All right.
With the Bears?
Yeah, we'll let you answer that question with the Bears.
I honestly, stock's going up. I mean, new guy on the campus. Yeah, I just woke up. Yeah, got to wake up a little bit more, grab some coffee. Third shift worker, I'm certain, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Hey.
yeah. He actually works two jobs, so he works.
Good. I cannot
Yeah,
do third shift. My
Right.
hat's off to third shift workers.
Actually,
Yeah, the Bears though. Justin Fields considerable stock went up. I mean, I think we got something there. DJ Moore, we got something there. Right, good draft. I mean, we got a lot of upswing. I mean, but what was it Gibson? I think he's on his way out. So, I don't know.
yeah. Well, actually, what I put the topic in the description, and I know you just woke up. It's actually an open chat today for any team, any sport. So I just said, people can talk about their favorite teams and stuff like that. And uh, Vince had texted me earlier, about how he felt about the Bears and stuff like that, and how the Lions looked in that. So I just, went ahead and sent him a link. So he was impromptu being on here, and hey, great to have him.
I guess you call this like a cameo appearance.
Okay, hey, what they call it, captured
Creatures of the night.
creatures of the night. Yeah, yeah.
Third shifters are just that. They're the backbone of a lot of places because God knows
yeah.
I can't do third shift. There's no way. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I'd be sleeping in the corner somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Actually I used to do Thursday. Well, you remember how we used to do Thursday in the and that never worked out. I'm trying to get
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. I got too many problems with sleeping. My sleeping issues. So yeah, third shift is a no go.
Right. And Grandizer 12, he's also a hockey fan too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hockey's one of those sports that you can watch on TV and enjoy just as much on TV and even more in person. Like I said,
Right.
I mean, I wish. I'm hoping this year is a little bit. The next season coming up for Red Wings is a little bit better than last year and the year before, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We will see.
Yeah. Well, Steve Eiserman has been, what is it? This is what, fourth year with the team rebuilding.
Third or fourth, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and you know that guy that signed that that card that I was telling you about earlier?
Mm-hmm.
He also is a scout for a Canadian team, and I cannot remember for the life of me what Canadian team he's for. And um, his last name is Janacek,
Okay.
and he was responsible for being on Good Morning America in the 1980s for being the goalie that beat the, I can't use that word on this, but he beat the holy cow out of the guy, and it was on Good Morning America in the 80s because they were asking if hockey was too violent.
Oh, okay.
So this guy was pretty popular. He knows a lot of people. Last team he played with was the LA Kings. So yeah,
Mhm.
it was pretty cool. Um, yeah,
Right.
so it's pretty cool to be able to say, hey, you know,
Yeah.
get to know something like that. So yeah,
Right.
not too bad. Gotta
So,
love hockey though,
yeah. Hello, Tristan. Thanks for joining.
and hockey's not that
Yeah.
violent.
No.
It's
Okay.
a
So,
contact sport.
yeah. Well, actually, I was on one of my friend's shows yesterday. He does it on Twitch, and Puff Dexter. He's gone, but he's also a streamer, and he was. Yeah, I was talking to one of his viewers, and he thinks that hockey is actually a more dangerous sport than football. I kind of disagree, but he does play hockey, uh, and he plays goalie, but he's in a junior varsity league. Okay, did you guys watch Hockey Night in Canada? I didn't. I used to like to watch that. I don't care if it's still around, or I don't know if it's still around. I I don't know if it's still around either.
I
I
don't
need
know
to.
either.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure.
And I'm
I
not familiar with Hockey Night in Canada.
right.
And I miss the days of the old Red Wings when you had Iserman and Probert and Sergey, and the list goes on. I mean, I miss those days of having those great players on the ice. I mean, um, just an amazing time just to
Hmm.
watch how they played. Sergey was just amazing on the ice. I mean,
Oh yeah.
so
Yep. You had Sergey. You had
him move him
Iserman.
movie review of Slapshot.
That no.
And it's funny that he would mention Slapshot because I've seen the movie, I can
Hmm.
review it, but I'm going to give you a better memory, Grandizer, because it's one that I remember, and it's one that Detroit Red Wings was notorious for, and it happened a few times, too many, that they would dump one of the players, the opposing team player, into their box with all the other hockey players. So that went a little bit better than a slap shot across the whole bench. So nothing like dumping a
Yeah.
player in your
Well,
box. So
yeah.
I love
One
that.
one of the funniest things that oh, okay. uh, Vince kind of froze up there for a while. Uh, or
That's a
I
pretty
don't know
cool
if it
look
was on
there.
my end
There
or
you go.
you there, Vince?
Oh, I'm here. Are you there?
What? I'm here. Can you hear me?
Uh, okay. Oh, I can hear you.
I'm here.
Yep, you're still there. You're not frozen anymore.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Actually, the funniest, uh, yeah, the funniest thing that I ever did, yeah, as far as I went with a friend of mine. We went to see the Grand Rapids Bearcats. Do you remember hearing about them, or weren't you in Michigan at the time?
I
Let's
don't
see.
think I was in Michigan.
I gotta get. I'm gonna need to change headphones. This, what's that?
For everybody that's watching, this is what we call technical difficulties. We will be back with you
Yeah.
in just a minute. I know, comedian, aren't I?
Okay. Yeah. It's just for some reason that one it pulls out a lot easier. But I like the sound on those headphones because they are more for podcasting. But it's just the jack it slips out too easy, and that went way wrong. But Okay, but the funniest thing that I ever seen is I went with you just got that. Okay. But I went to see a junior hockey and these were basically like teenagers playing and stuff like that. And in junior hockey, you're not supposed to have any fights. So and this was back when I was going, I was working first shifts, so I could go ahead and go to these night games and stuff like that. And I went to see, I was going to a lot of Fairy games and stuff like that, the Mesquite Ferry. But I went to the Bearcats, and my friend that I went with, he goes, "Don't expect to see any fights at all in this hockey because it's not allowed. It's against the rules because this is junior hockey. These are basically kids playing and stuff like that." So there was like 5 fights that night. I mean, they were out and out fights that night. He goes, "I have never seen that happen." So I guess I stirred up just being in the crowd. And back then I wasn't known as a maniac. Uh, why is it not going to? Okay. How big of a hockey fan are you, and who's far
how,
will you?
how far will you go?
Oh, that went out. Uh,
Yeah, me.
what? Okay,
If I could
why
afford it,
is
I'd go to
it?
Detroit and watch a Red Wings game. I haven't been to a Red Wings game yet. That's like my goal this season coming up. And my wife and I have
I
talked about
would
that.
go.
I want to go see a Detroit Red Wings game. That's one of my big things. I am going to start going to the Grand
Mhm.
Rapids Griffins games though this season coming up. So
I don't know what's going on with this. Actually, my internet seems to be acting up here a little bit.
I thought you were
Yeah,
off from dial-up.
how far will you go to watch hockey? I'll tell you what. You know what? If we can get together on a uh, Detroit Red Wings game, I'm for it.
Hey, it'd be kind of
Vince,
fun.
we can
I
go
mean,
there.
hockey. I
Yeah, it
I
would be.
love hockey. I mean, that's something that's fun to go watch. I like going to the football game, but it wasn't as fun as hockey.
Mm.
That's just. I mean, I enjoyed going to watch my first NFL game. It was great. I got to see the Bears. They lost, but it was great experience. But I'm like, yeah, it doesn't compare to hockey, though. I mean, I'm not trying to. I mean, a lot of people are probably going to want to hang
I'm
me
gonna
for
pop
that,
out
but
and pop back in because for some reason my yeah, I will be right. Yeah, I'll be right back. I don't know why this
I'll
internet
be
is not.
right here.
Yeah. All right. See if that works a little bit better. That's fine. It shouldn't be. Oh, okay. Are you still there? All right. Let's see if that works a
I'm still
little
here.
bit better. Okay. So the Red Wings will go the way of the Islanders and the Maple Leafs. They won their championship, so to the devil. We want to see another series win by these teams for. Oh, okay, no,
Another 100 years.
we won't see
Yeah, I'll be
another
long.
series win by these teams
Well,
for another 100. Yeah,
well,
but
if we don't get our team rebuilt, we won't see
and to be
anything.
fair to the Red, yeah, yeah, I'm still having trouble point. Um, okay, I have never had this much trouble. Um,
It might be time to change your hamster wheel. Your hamsters in your wheel. I know I got all kinds of jokes over here, don't I? Yeah, you're
my
definitely having some
hamster wheel.
technical difficulty. Yeah, I said you're gonna have to change your
Okay,
hamsters. Looks like your dial-up connection's not working.
Right. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna pop out.
You okay? Hop out and pop back in.
All right. Yeah, I kind of gotta see it with this one. All right.
We seem to have lost our host for just a moment in time. And yes, Grandizer, Maple Leafs did dominate the decades back there in the 50s and the 60s. Someday they'll come back. Canadians, Canadian Maple Leafs had a really good team back then, so we'll see. So I don't know if our host is going to return or not. Almost. Ladies and gentlemen, our host has returned and left again. And
All right. I'm gonna try this.
okay, wait for it, folks. I think he has returned this time.
So I can't even see me. Uh,
Yeah, don't worry, we can't see you either. It's like I'm taking over the podcast for him.
okay. Restart my computer. Okay. Looks like I'm finally coming back.
All right, quick note for you, sir.
Oh, now they lost me again.
I still see you. I still hear you.
Ah, shoot.
Well, you might want to upgrade
You
your.
can still see me. All right.
Yeah, I can still see you. I still hear you.
All right.
It might be time to update
Yeah,
that
I
compact
have
computer from
never
the
ever had this
1990s.
trouble before. Okay. All right. Okay, this is definitely the blooper reel.
Oh, I'm certain.
I'm going to see if
This
I
whole thing
can
might go
get
viral
onto
at some
my
point for you.
phone since this is acting up on here. I know. Hey.
Just wait till you figure out what I've been saying.
All right. So I need StreamYard.
Got it?
I don't have it. Okay. All right. Okay. Now it looks like I'm on there.
There you go. Are you back?
Okay. We are back. At least for now.
Did you catch that last comment from before?
Okay. What it take for him to get reading? Hey, yeah, thank you guys for coming and thank you guys for enduring that technical difficulties with my internet. I have usually the internet over here is pretty
Grandizer?
reliable, but for some reason it is not tonight.
And Tim, I got one
Yeah,
suggestion for Grandizer and everybody else.
yeah.
We probably need to get you a GoFundMe page so we can upgrade your
Mm-hmm.
compact computer from the 90s. Got it? Funny guy, aren't I? Did we lose you again?
Yeah, we did that and we lost both. Oh. Oh God, we really didn't hear. Oh yeah, it's didn't hear. All right, I'll be back. Yeah, it's didn't hear. Let me go in. I'm trying to enter the studio through my phone.
You getting there?
Uh, oh, no, that didn't work. Okay, that worked. That didn't work. Uh, done, done. Okay. I think I think we I I think we Okay, are you still there, Vince? Okay, are you still
Oh,
there,
yeah, I'm
Vince?
still here.
Okay. Okay, are you still Oh, yeah, I'm still here. Okay.
It's like you got a second screen that's hanging out over there, too.
Yeah.
Hanging out over there, too.
Yeah.
Now I see two of you.